Hi, YouTube. I hope y'all are having a phenomenal night. It is Tuesday night. I don't know the date, September something. But this video is going to be about open doors and keys, about taking your keys and shutting the door. Sorry, y'all, it was a bug. Taking your keys and shutting the door. And what I mean about that, I have had a lot of people come into my life who I've given the key to. Sometimes we can give access to people that don't need access. And sometimes you got to take those keys and shut the door. So that's what I mean. You got to take the keys and shut your door. You know, over the years, I had to learn. I used to have a spiritual sister tell me, Tasha, you need discernment. And guess what? I had to develop discernment. I had to pray for it, ask for it so that I can get it. Because sometimes you can start letting everyone into your door. And guess what? You set yourself up to get robbed. You set yourself up to get betrayed. You set yourself up for a lot of failure, for a lot of heartbreak and pain. So don't you know, I had to take those keys. Take the key back from the enemy and slam the door and lock your door. What person have you met at the job, at church, in your neighborhood, and you just welcomely invite them to your home? You know, sometimes we meet people and we're like, come in, come to my house, let's have lunch, let's do this, let's do that, I'll give you a ride. And what you don't know, that behind that pretty face or that handsome smile, that is an enemy. It's a culprit. It is a demonic spirit in that person that might be coming to sabotage you, to hinder you, to hurt you, to harm you, to endanger you. That's why I titled this, Take Your Keys and Slam the Door. God gave me a message. He said, Tasha, in the past, you let too many people have access to you. So you need to take the keys and slam the door and lock the door. When you give someone access to you, give them your key, guess what? They can come into your house. They can eat your food. They can put their muddy feet on your couch. They can dirty up your house. They can steal your flat screen TVs, your laptops, your iPhones, whatever you have in your house that's of value. When you give the person a key, you gave them access. If the cops were to come to your house, if you report things stolen or lost, and you tell the cops you gave such and such a key to your door, they're going to tell you, oh, ma'am, we can't do anything about that because you gave them the key. So that's how they go. You give them, if you give a person the key, they have all right to come in your door. So in this season, watch your doors. Slam every door in the face of the enemy. Every key you gave to someone who came into your life to sabotage, to hinder, to hurt, to plot, to scheme, to endanger you, to come up against you in a bad way, to just get in the way of your purpose. Take your keys and slam the door and lock the door. In this season, we don't need not one open door. I was told if you give the enemy an inch, give him a foot, or give him a, what is it? Give him a foothold. Basically, if you leave a crack in your door, the enemy will kick the door down. So you can't leave an open door for the enemy. You cannot leave no open doors. You have to take those keys back from him. Take your key and tell him no more. You can't come in here and kick up on my couch. You can't steal my flat screens. You can't steal my laptops. You can't have nothing in my house. You tell the enemy that you know who you are. And your connection is very important in this season. I had to realize that I never knew how much your connections are important. I just used to spread myself thin. You know how like a man is cheating on a woman and he's sleeping with Tamika, Samantha, Tanya, Rebecca, and he spread his love thin. It was a song back in there, a blues song, I think by Johnny Taylor, talk about how you spread your love thin. When you spread your love thin, guess what? You don't know who is coming up against you. You can't allow yourself in this season to be open to everybody. You can't allow, when you go in public places, when you meet people, new people, you can't just open yourself up willingly like I used to do, because I didn't know. One, friends, having a spirit of loneliness, wanting to hang out. You can't just open yourself up talking about, girl, let's hang, let's do this, let's hang out, let's go here. Because you have to first discern that person's spirit and also know their heart. You have to keep people in their proper place in this season. If you meet them at the job, at church, or their neighbor, keep them from outside your home till you learn their character. Once you learn their character, you need to tell them, no, I don't entertain in my house. They might get mad, but sometimes you got to let them know, oh no, I don't invite company to my house. You just got to tell them. Like, I've been invited to several things during this season, and I've had to tell people, oh no, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm not doing any, certain events during this season. And it's just better sometimes for you, because sometimes you get attached to different people and their different problems, their emotions, their negativity, their drama, their chaos, their confusion, their insecurities, their selfishness, their greed, their negative mindset, negative behavior. Guess what? Eventually you find yourself with that same negative behavior. If they have poverty mindset, next you find yourself with one. If they having problems with a man, or they're negative or toxic, next thing you know, you're negative or toxic. If you find them lazy or slothful, or deal with whatever type of spirits with laziness, next thing you know, you're lazy. So that's why we have to be careful. You have to be careful in this season who you give keys to. Take your key from the enemy and shut your door and lock your door. Be very aware of who you welcome onto you. Not just your physical house, but just to you. It's nothing wrong with talking to people. I'm not saying that. You can talk to people. You can conversate with people. You can minister to people. You can pray for people. You can encourage people. You can inspire people. That's not what I'm saying. But when it comes to your personal space, you cannot allow everyone to come to your house. You can't allow everyone to know your business. That's another thing. You gave people an open door when you told them all your business. Things like what's going on with your children, what's going on with your relationship, what's going on with your finances, what's going on with your relationship with your siblings or your parents or other friends. When you open that door, you gave them that key when you start telling them stuff. So now they have went back sometimes and they told your business to other people, or either they feel like they can come in on your business. But if you don't have a door open for them, guess what? They don't really have much to say. If you don't have a door open, they can't say anything. Keep in mind with that. If you have the door closed and you don't let them in, if someone knock at your door right now and you look outside through the peephole and you say, I ain't letting you in, they will have to kick it down. If you don't give them the key, they can't come in. But a lot of times we give people the key. We give people the access to our home or to us. And guess what? It's hard to get rid of them. In this season, God is saying close every door. Take your key, close the door, and lock your door on everyone who is not right, who you gave access to. If you gave them a key, snatch the key back, close your door and lock your door, and kick that enemy right up out your house. Not necessarily, like I said, a physical house, but anywhere. That's when I say house, it could just be being connected to you, because our connections sometimes determine how far we'll go. I did a video earlier talking about your friendships. They say if you have 5 broke friends, guess what? You're the 6th broke friend. If you have 5 broke friends, so you got to be careful. Your connections sometimes determine your height. They always say your attitude determines your altitude. Do you know that your connections sometimes determine your altitude? Not just your attitude, but your connections determine your attitude, your altitude. Who are you connected with in this season can determine your altitude. So we have to be very careful who we have connected to us. And like I said, I'm not saying go and be mean to people. Be nice, be kind. But when it comes to your home front, your physical home front, and your personal space home front all the time, you have to put boundaries up. And that's something I've learned in this season and seasons before I didn't always have. I didn't always have boundaries with people, because I would just let them, oh, I'm coming over. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, we can do this. Oh, we can do that. And I needed boundaries, because sometimes I might didn't feel like company. Sometimes I might didn't feel like talking on the phone. Sometimes I might was going through something with my children, through financial issues, through health concerns, parental concerns with my mother or whoever, and sibling concerns, but I would allow them over, and then they would pile their information on top of me, so I would have their problems and struggles, then mine, and then it's hard to sort out everything when you're piling everyone else's problems on top of yours. So that's why I'm telling y'all right now to close those doors. Take your key and close those doors. If you're having problems with being stagnant, procrastination, slothful, if your mind is unclear and you're all over the place, if you can't think, if you feel like you're unsuccessful, if you feel like life is a drag, if you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be in life, if you feel hopeless, if you feel depressed, if you feel oppressed, any of that, if you feel any type of bad feelings about yourself, about your life, check your circle. Check your circle. Do a check on your circle and just evaluate. Begin to just evaluate the people who you've given keys to in your life. Evaluate. And when you take this key back from them, you don't have to be mean. Just limit their access to you. That's how you do that. Limit their access to you in this season. You cannot afford to have people come into your house and trample all over your house, put mud all over your house, tear your house up, make your house a mess. You have to take the keys, close the door, and lock the door in this season on that. And just evaluate how you're doing in life. Just look at your circle. See if they're being successful. See if they're accomplishing some things. See if they're being productive. See if they are some heavy hitters. See if there are some goal setters. See if there are some trailblazers. See if there are people who are like architectures. See if there are people who write the vision and make it plain. See if there are people who follow a blueprint. Just evaluate and check your circle. Check who's been in your house. Just do a check. Go back and do a check. See who's been in your house. And if it's not right, it's time for you to take those keys. Take those keys. Don't be ugly, but take the keys and tell them no. You can't come back over here unannounced. Because if you want growth, if you want more, you have to take the keys back. In the Bible, it says the people of God suffer violence and the violence take it back by force. Sorry, y'all, about this coughing. But you have to take your keys if you want to be successful. You have to take your keys if you're ready to execute and accomplish some things. You have to take your keys if you want to see the full manifestation of what God has for you. You have to take these keys if you want to do more. Snatch the keys back from the enemy. Close your door and lock the door. Keep certain people in the proper place. Everybody has his place. Like how in your house you have a special spot for certain stuff, your toothbrush, your TV, pictures, dishes, a chair, a table. Everything stays in its proper place. You have to keep people in their proper place in this season. Know where they belong. And if they don't belong in your house, then you have to meet them outside. Put people in their proper place accordingly. Stop letting them have the key to your door. Take your keys back. Shut the door and lock the door. Okay, that's what I came on here to tell y'all. Take those keys back and get control of your house.